nerds of the internet to another legit top 4. If you're joining us for the first time, then welcome. Now, prepare your eyes and ears for yet another top list video on YouTube. Right now we're going to list our legit top 4 quirky puzzle games. And by quirky, we mean puzzle games that aren't Tetris. So Nick, are you ready?
Not really, but let's go ahead and go with it anyways.
Alright, then rolling on, let's start with number 4.
Number
4.
The Professor Layton franchise got its start on the DS in 2007 and is one of that handheld's best-selling franchises at just under 18 million total units sold. Professor Layton and the Curious Village helped define what the DS would go on to be, which is a portable gaming device that anyone can get into with cool and fun things to play. This game relied on heavy usage of the stylus, so the mini-games and puzzles reflected this greatly. The riddles range from your standard maze puzzles to more complex critical thinking puzzles. The story involves the professor and his sidekick arriving in a village shortly after a baron's unexpected death. You are immediately tasked with finding their all-important item that's gone missing. In this case, a golden apple. As you go through this town filled with questionable residents and their hidden motives, you encounter over 120 innovative puzzles along the way. Although there are numerous mysteries to solve, you always feel accomplished after solving each one due to how each puzzle is crafted with care. If you've never played a Professor Layton game, then pick up the one that started it all. And if you do, then I have some advice for you. Unplug your modem and toss it out the window so you aren't tempted to hop online and find out all the answers.
Number
3.
The best puzzle games always have a simple concept at its core. Intelligent Cube is that game. The idea behind Intelligent Cube is to destroy the blocks that are ominously rotating in front of you without falling off the edge. Of course, there are some wrinkles along the way with the introduction of different block types and an increase in complexity. But overall, it's the details that Intelligent Cube excels at. The soothing symphonic music in IQ heightens your decision making as a stream of boxes are endlessly thumping in your direction. Panic sets in as this pounding gets louder and faster until you inevitably fall into the abyss. At the end of each session, the moves you made and your score are added up and you are given a calculated IQ, which stands for Intelligent Quotient. This acts as motivation to do better and start all over again. Yes. Again. Yes. Again. Intelligent Cube received 2 offshoot sequels on the PSP, and the original PS1 game is available on the PlayStation Network. You will find this puzzler just as addicting as people did 20 years ago. Number
2.
Have you been dodging your longtime girlfriend as of late? Do you have a crippling fear of commitment? Has a young promiscuous blonde woman recently appeared in your life that likes to sext you? Better yet, do you have nightmares every night of cowardly sheep climbing giant block pyramids while an undead baby monster is chasing you? No? Then congrats, you are not Vincent from Catherine. Released in 2011 to fairly positive critical acclaim, Catherine is a unique puzzler that stood out in a busy year of gaming. Yet somehow, Catherine carved its own niche and went on to become one of Atlus's highest-selling releases. The game itself is split into a relationship sim by night and a block-moving puzzle game by later night. When you aren't shifting giant cubes around to save your life, you're lounging around with your buddies at the Stray Sheep Bar while juggling a rocky relationship with your girlfriend of many years, Catherine with a K. Your in-game decisions with your friends, along with how you proceed with your spouse versus mistress dilemma, affect which one of the many endings you will achieve. The frantic puzzle solving this game is known for kicks in once the temptress Catherine, with a C, comes into your life. Every night you dream of falling platforms that you must navigate and climb higher and higher till you reach salvation. The puzzling was so intense for some that the developers had to release a post-release patch that included a super easy game mode. Although Catherine sold very well, was positively received, still holds up 5+ years later, and even came with boxers and a pillowcase, the PR manager for Atlus has stated that there are no plans for a sequel anytime soon. We suggest you dust off your PS3 or Xbox 360 and track this game down, because this puzzle game / relationship manager is truly one of a kind.
Number
1.
Ha! Joke's on you. There is a Tetris game on this list, but funny thing about Tetris Attack, it has absolutely nothing to do with Tetris. Yet, this does not stop it from being one of the best puzzle games to date. There's just something so addictive, so fun about this game that you will not be able to stop playing it. Tetris Attack is an early entry in the series of puzzle games that began with the Japan-only Panel de Pon. This game was localized by adding the cast and settings of Yoshi's Island in the US, and then remade again as Pokemon Puzzle League on the N64. But really, we're just going over Tetris Attack itself. If you played any of these games, you will know how addicting and clever the dual panel switching mechanic is. As a game concept, you couldn't get much simpler. You move the color panels side by side to match up 3 or more. When this happens, the block disappears. Within this puzzle package is a little something for everyone. Puzzle Mode offers 60 puzzles that task you with clearing the board with a limited set of moves. This is a favorite for those that are into the single player mode, and really makes you think in ways that you wouldn't consider in other modes of play. Or perhaps you would prefer the pressure of limited amount of time a la Tetris, in which you would like to try level mode. This has the game play through 6 rounds as the speed steadily increases. Finally, there's versus mode, which is the meat of the game. Here Yoshi embarks on a quest to save his friends and defeat the evil Bowser. In this mode, the blocks you get rid of become lump blocks on the opponent's side, which are tougher to get rid of. The more blocks you get rid of in one move, the bigger the lump box is. It sounds simple, but it's surprisingly deep and addictive. The enemies later on get downright vicious, and this isn't even counting the insanely fast and furious battles with Bowser, which is quite a challenge to conquer. The music is also a strong point. It starts with a calm melody, then changes as the board fills up and becomes more frantic to match the pace. Things like these provide a tactile vibe to the game that all good puzzle games provide. The multiplayer versus is identical to the single player, and as good as the single player experience can be, you always have more fun with other friends during the versus action. The AI can never equal the thrill of besting a friend or enemy. Back in 1995, the term rage quit hasn't been coined yet, but many of these Super NES controllers suffered nonetheless.
There you go, there you have it, our legit top 4 quirky puzzle games. Now if you liked the video you just saw, give a comment below. If you didn't like the video you just saw, give a comment below. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel for more videos, follow our Twitter at twitter.com/theturboether, and check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/turboether. Now with that being said, see you later, Internet.